Make a book for reduction greenhouse gas emission in building sector. There are chapters: 1. New buildings versus existing buildings. 2. Housing and non-housing. 3. Goal versus real. 4. Direct energy versus indirect energy. 5. Energy versus greenhouse gas emission. 6. In the rule versus out of rule. 7. Innovation technique. 8. Real of market. 9. Meaning of saving energy movement. 10. Opportunity of zero carbon. 11. Electrification. Title: Greening the buildings, reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the building sector. Chapter 1. New buildings versus existing buildings. The first chapter of the book discusses the differences between new buildings and existing buildings in terms of energy efficiency and greenhouse gas emissions. The chapter highlights the need for retrofitting existing buildings and the importance of designing energy-efficient new buildings. Chapter 2. Housing and non-housing. This chapter focuses on the role of the housing and non-housing sectors in reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the building sector. The chapter includes case studies and best practices from around the world, highlighting the unique challenges and opportunities faced by both sectors. Chapter 3. Goal versus reality. The third chapter explores the gap between energy efficiency goals and actual energy use in buildings. The chapter also discusses the various barriers to achieving energy efficiency, including financial, technical, and cultural factors. Chapter 4. Direct energy versus indirect energy. Chapter 4 delves into the distinction between direct energy use and indirect energy use in buildings. The chapter covers topics such as the embodied energy in building materials, the energy used in construction and maintenance, and the energy used in heating and cooling. Chapter 5. Energy versus greenhouse gas emissions. Chapter 5 focuses on the relationship between energy use and greenhouse gas emissions in buildings. The chapter covers topics such as the carbon footprint of different energy sources and the potential for renewable energy to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Chapter 6. In the rule versus out of rule. Chapter 6 explores the role of regulations and policies in reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the building sector. The chapter includes case studies of successful policies and regulations from around the world, as well as a discussion of the importance of effective implementation and enforcement. Chapter 7. Innovation techniques. Chapter 7 discusses innovative techniques and technologies for reducing greenhouse gas emissions in buildings. The chapter covers topics such as passive design, low-carbon materials, and building integrated renewables. Chapter 8. Realities of the market. Chapter 8 explores the role of market forces in reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the building sector. The chapter covers topics such as consumer demand, investment opportunities, and the role of government incentives in driving change. Chapter 9. The meaning of saving energy movement. Chapter 9 discusses the cultural and societal implications of reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the building sector. The chapter includes a discussion of the meaning of the energy-saving movement and the importance of public awareness and engagement in driving change. Chapter 10. Opportunities for zero carbon. Chapter 10 explores the potential for buildings to become zero carbon. The chapter covers topics such as the role of renewable energy, energy storage, and smart grid technology in achieving zero carbon buildings. Chapter 11. Electrification. The final chapter of the book focuses on the role of electrification in reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the building sector. The chapter covers topics such as the electrification of heating and cooling systems, the potential for electric vehicles, and the importance of integrating electrification into overall energy and sustainability strategies.